Hello and welcome to the round 9 team sheets video. It's George from Fantasy Take TV, and we'll discuss all 9 games today. The team sheets, the ins and outs, a few players, a few injuries to rookies, so we'll discuss that, and I'll also touch on GWS because Leon is sacked, so we'll get to that. So what could that mean? But we'll start off with Collingwood versus the Dogs Friday night. In Poulter, out Ginnivan and Bianco. In for the Dogs, Keith, Sweet, Cleary, Bont, Riley, West. So Cleary he was drafted this year, but he's 20 years old, so he was overlooked last year's draft. All I know about him is his vehicle numbers are okay. Mid-sized defender who's good at intercepting. I'm not exactly sure what his role will be specifically, if it's like lockdown or rebounding, or I'm not sure. I guess we'll just wait and see. I assume he's in for Crozier, who was a sub actually, so I'm actually not sure he was in for. Yeah, I'm actually not sure. So just keep an eye on him, not one to go early on, but this could be a promising rookie for us. Out Waitman, I think 2 to 3 weeks. Crozier, Vandermeer, Bad Hammy, Rock Smith, Steph, and Tim O'Brien. So on Collingwood's side of things, there's really nothing of note here. Pendlebury down back, but yeah, probably going to be more down back, and then a bit in the middle. Tagoe named at full forward. He's still getting the CBAs. I might trade Lipinski this week. I'm not sure. I worry about Collingwood's upcoming fixture. They play the Dogs this week, who aren't in the greatest form, but still good midfield. They play Melbourne. I think they play I can't remember, Freo. They play another really hard team as well. Can't remember who. So might be Carlton. So yeah, I'm slightly worried on the fixture. He's not the best contested ball winner, so I'm a little bit worried. But we'll see how I feel. And then Begg's still playing, so no Mason Cox to take time away from Darcy Cameron, who's number 1 ruck. So yeah, I'm bringing Darcy Cameron in fantasy and not Supercoach and Sports Deck, real dream team. For Supercoach, I don't have the trades to do it. I think I've worked out I'll finish my team with Cogs and Butters with 6 left, so that's frighteningly bad. So I might have, yeah, that's really bad. So I can't afford to do it. That's with like paying out for everyone I want. So yeah, I can't do it. But if you can, yeah, I'm all for it. I would definitely do it if I could. And the Bulldogs. So Cleary's named on the bench. Bont's named forward and Baz half forward. So it looks like, I think Baz will get DPP. Bont's last game, he played mostly midfield, so I'm not sure he gets it. But if he does, he'll be must-have. I'm not sure Bailey Smith will be must-have because his 3-round average is 91. He's still butchering it. And they've taken a lot of mid-time away from him. So, yeah, he'll definitely be around the top 6. If not, he should still be top 6 if he is a defender. Sorry, if he gets forward status. But, yeah, if he continues this predominant, I think it's a bit more forward than, spending more time in the forward half than defensive half. I think Frigo said 60% the other week. So, plus butchering the ball. Probably between a 95 and 105 average doing that. But if you can clean up disposal, get a bit more mid-time, well, he can probably go 115, 110. So I think he'd definitely be a nice play to have. But you know, if he continues this split and disposal, then it shouldn't hurt too bad. And Buku Karmas is 190 centimeter forward, so plays a bit taller than, Waitman and Venmi a bit smaller. So I'm not exactly sure that's like for like exactly, but yeah, it's pretty tall forward line. There's no recognized small forward here, I don't think. So that's a little concerning. So yeah, see how that works out. But yeah, you could go him if you want, because a lot of people need that money from the back line to get the premium they want. If the premium they want's got a low break even, such as a Dawson, then I don't mind it, but it is a bit risky. But I think short term he'll hold his spot, and then his VFL form was good. His first quarter and a half last week was good, so one to keep an eye on. But probably want to look at him or Cleary next week because we really need a downgrade in defense. Well, I do anyway. Hawthorn versus Richmond. Wingard, Nash, Lewis, and Butler in. Out Connor McDonald. He's emergency again, so hopefully he's not a laid in or sub. Ward out. Shields out. Tom Mitchell manager. So maybe he's struggling with a groin issue. Because he had that in the preseason. Who knows? But he just says managed. In Bigoa Nguyen, sorry I butchered that. Priester out, Voston in, out, Gibcus, he'll be straight back in, Mansell out, Shane Edwards out, and Sydney Stack out. So the two here, Butler, I can't remember anything about Butler, to be honest. Has the last buy, was drafted this year. I forgot to research him, and Bigoa, I think he's in for Gipka, so maybe plays tall down back. Yeah, probably not one to be super excited about, so probably goes out when Gipka comes back in, but worth watching. Yeah, I totally forgot what I read about Butler, but whatever. In for looking at Hawthorn, a bit disoriented at the moment, but Hawthorn, Sicily, he's a king back there. Nothing up forwards. Sam Butler on field. So yeah, I think he's a mid forward. And then Lynch rucking, Bramble on ball. That'll be interesting. And yeah, that's about it. Probably Shields as sub would be my guess. And then Richmond, short in the midfield again. So that's, I guess it's a good thing. It doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, maybe higher ceiling in the midfield. And that's pretty much it for Richmond. Tom Lynch has like -60 break even, but a bit too expensive, and you know, who knows. So move on to North Melbourne. Larkey in, Pow in, finally. Out Ben Mackay, Greenwood, and Horn Francis has hamstring tightness. Time for him to go. Farrell in, out Bonner and Dumont. So on North's team, Perez still playing the wing role, so it's not. Prefer him down back, I think. Can take the odd intercept, but yeah, up the ground a bit. Hasn't really scored super well, but maybe he's building, so he's one to find to keep holding. Curtis, I think his job security should be good. One of their bright lights, so I don't think there's much point in dropping him. So it's decent rookie, be a bit of a slow burn, but if you have him, here's the last buy as well. So not the worst rookie to have. And yeah, Goldie's still rocking, so it's whatever. I don't know who's sub here. Maybe Lazaro. And Port's team, looking in defense, not much there. Midfield, where is Butters and Rosie? Half forward and half forward. So yeah, they're back to using. They tried Boak a bit half forward. I wonder if they persist with that. Well, I think if they want to win, they need to play Boak and Wines in the midfield. And then Drew to complement, and then like Butters and Rosie's are there. Probably Rosie's been a bit more impressive the past few weeks. Butters very untrustworthy. I really want to trade him, to be honest. Really, really do, because I don't trust him long term. But he plays North this week. But he's very capable. He scored those tons in the preseason, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think I'll just hold to the buy. But yeah, technically, Butters is probably, what, the 4th or 5th midfielder in this team now, so it might be hard to score. I guess you could see him as a 3rd behind Wines and Boak. But I've actually liked Rosie, yeah, as I said, I like Rosie a bit more, but yeah, only small sample size. So, yeah, I guess keep watching. Wouldn't blame me if you traded, though. And then, yeah, not much else. No rookies, not many rookies from Port this year. Saints v Geelong. In Cooper Sharman, in Jack Billings, out Butler, Winhager, and Wangan Millera is managed. In for the Cats, Selwood and Stanley, out Cooper Stevens, Francis Evans, out, and Jet Buse. So that means Mitch never held over Cooper Stevens. So that is why I hate Chris Scott, because other coaches would not bring in a rookie for a game and drop him immediately. It's ridiculous. It's a joke. I don't understand. He played well. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit bemused. So, he's... yeah, I was looking at him next week. Should have known better. Don't pick a rookie. That's not a key position under Chris Scott, I guess. And yeah, Sharman was like a rookie last year. So, St Kilda's team, Sinclair down back, thrown into the midfield a bit, so not sure where he scores better. Marshall Ryder, pretty good combo. Steele on bowl. Zach Jones is back. Jack Steele's definite. I think everyone will have him by round 13. Gresham on interchange. He's close to being able to trade, I think, Gresham. Been a good pick, though. Koning, maybe some people need to field him if Hewitt's a late out. Who's listed as in, but still Sunday teams haven't come out yet. Duncan on a wing. I don't care for Duncan, too injury prone. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So Nevitt is like a tall, high upside mid from memory. Didn't score much last week, and I don't think I trust his job security, so I'll probably pass on him. Swans. In Bell, Wicks, Hickey, out Ronk, Campbell's managed, McLean, Clark. So if Campbell's managed and Stevens can't get a look, probably lost total faith in Stevens then. In for the Dons, Kelly, Ridley, Guelphy, Durham, and out Lord, BZT, Ham, Devon Smith, and Kane Baldwin. So if you had Baldwin, I guess he made you a little bit of money, but probably needs to go before the bye. If you need, you want a player, or you can hold him up until then if he gets another game. But yeah, you want a player playing through the bye. So Sydney, his defense. So McCartan's been good. I think I'll field him this week. Lloyd had a bit of a bounce back game, but given how good a lot of the defenders are, it's probably one to not worth the risk at this point, given his scoring in the previous few rounds. Where is Isaac? Follower, that's Cap. Happily got more CBAs than Heaney last week, so that's horse, but I guess that's part of the pick. And still playing Parker named half forward. I still think he'll get enough mid time. They need to play Parker mids, and horses trolled on team sheets many times before. Yeah, they have so many forwards. Haywood, Wicks, Bell. Yeah, Laddams, McDonald, Franklin. They got forwards everywhere. Surely they play Parker more on the ball. And then Essendon, nothing on Essendon. So Hobbs, been a good pick, I guess. Wasn't looking that way 2 weeks ago, but now it is. And yeah, Nick Martin named forward. So Nick Martin, keep holding, I guess. Yeah, low break even, no reason to trade. Possibly next week, depending on what he scores this week, just because we want to upgrade fast. But yeah, one I would definitely rather keep holding. Been very good. I trust him more than Butters, to be honest. Maybe you should trade Butters instead, but we'll see how he goes this week. Crows vs Lions, Saturday night. In Brodie Smith, Fogarty, Saligo, Strawn is ruckman. Unfortunately, he played a few games last year. Otherwise, he'd be a decent shout, but just depends on Rob. And in McHenry, out Frampton, Cook, that's disappointing. Schoenberg, Gollant, Murphy, and Rob is omitted. So if you have Rob, it's time to go. Kind of not surprising about this. In the preseason, I thought this was an off chance, but then they played against each other in the preseason and Rob smashed him. So I thought, maybe not then. But yeah, Rob's been a bit out of form, so this is fair enough. And then Brisbane in Gardner and Hipwood. Out McStay, Leicester, and Tom Berry. So on the Crow side of things, Hinge on field. Like, should have never left the team. We're playing Butts as a sole key defender. I'm playing Duday key defense. So we are tanking this game. So Brisbane 60 plus, I think. Keys against his old club. Who they got forward? Andrews, what? Okay, maybe because I got an injury to Danaher. Yeah, I don't know. I still think we'll lose. Led on ball. Sam Berry's scored okay, but he's a bit too expensive in the forward line. He's getting a lot of CBAs. Yeah, I think it's a bit of an ask for him to be a primo, but I really liked him, and I think he'll keep playing high CBAs for the rest of the year. Haitley holds. I think he made a bit of money. Yeah, but probably not worth it. And yeah, I'm not sure who's sub on the bench. Maybe Murray or Pedler. I don't know. And then Brisbane, Zorko named at halfback. I don't know. A lot of people like Dane Zorko. Does he stay in the midfield for the rest of the year? Do they play him more forward to manage him a bit? He's not one I would touch personally, but if you want to go for that risk, that's fine. His scoring is there. So, yeah, not for me. Berry on ball, he's gotten like no CBAs past 2 weeks. So time for him to go. Although he scored 140 on the Crows last year, but I'm not sure if like that shoulder's still hindering him. And yeah, probably nil VC for this game if you got the loop. I have O'Driscoll, so I will use that. Yeah, very much whatever. On the Brisbane side of things, Suns versus Freo in Constable. Okay, is that extended bench? Yes. Jeffrey, Anderson, Dave Flanders out. Davies, Luco. So Constable like 200k-ish mid, be tearing up the VFL, but it's nothing new for him. See how he goes at AFL level. In Akers, Hughes, Logue, Frederick, Lobb, and Collier out. Walters, Noddy's out for 6 weeks. Time to go. Or at least before the bye, he's got to go. And Swakowski. A little bit hard to downgrade down back, so yeah. If you're like me, probably got to hold this week. So, Gold Coast team. Thompson's still playing. He's a defender downgrade option down back. Not going to score a whole lot. Probably average like 45 to 50. See how he goes this game, I guess. If he's a warm body, gets us like 245s in the buys, it might be alright. But I'll look at Buku and Cleary. So some options there, but not super optimistic. Took's good. Roses is playing, so you can hold if you want. You can also trade Roses. I mean, Roses could easily pull out a 70 like he did, but his time on ground was really, really low, and I wonder if they managed him through a calf. So you can hold. But if you need to cycle money out and you got no one to downgrade, which is basically me next week, then you can get rid of him, I think. But yeah, should make a bit more money. Just depends how he goes this week. But yeah, really stuffed that break even with the low score this week. Brayshaw's an interesting upgrade target. I'm not sure I want Brayshaw. Just because they had a soft fixture early on, but he's 570k, he's looked really good. I don't think he maintains his fantasy scoring. So I think 120 he's averaging in fantasy, so I don't think he maintains that. Maybe drops back a peg to like a 110 for the rest of the year, maybe a tad over that. 110 to 115, I think. No, actually, I think 115-ish, so I think it's still a good pick then. But yeah, we know he is still pretty young, only 5th year, so he might be prone to the odd 70, like what happened the other day. Darcy's good. I do like that, even though this is like the one pick where, as bad as durability is, the scoring is basically the highest ceiling. You know, he should be the best scorer in the game fully fit, so I can see the upside there. Brody on ball. A few more weeks with no Fife. Don't know who's sub here. Maybe Erasmus. Now the Giants versus Carlton. So with the Giants, Leon. What does no Leon mean? So Cogs half forward, Whitfield forward. It's funny. Whitfield's Instagram story was just said thanks, mate, for to Leon Cameron. That was it. So I don't know if that was sarcastic or not, but this helps Whitfield. I still will feel iffy trading him in if he turns it around, but he's very cheap, so it's like not the worst play. But yeah, has Leon Cameron this week and then a new coach next week, so he's a watch. I would be playing him on a wing for sure, and not forward, or you know, half forward to wing. I think that's his best position. But yeah, see how he goes. I watched some tape on Cogs, so I watched the St Kilda game. He did attend a few defensive stoppages, which is good. And he is around the ball a fair bit, so I'm happy to hold, but you can see there are periods where he's just not going to get the ball because he starts forward and just never gets there. So yeah, definitely more forward, obviously, but it's the reason why he's predominant forward and averaging, I think, 85 of the last 5. I think the week before that was the 150 game, so it's not included. But yeah, I can see why he's averaging okay. In the Saints game, he was able to get a few clearances. The Adelaide game, he kicked 3 goals, so probably a bit more forward that game. So yeah, the tape I watched was of the Saints game. The tape for round 8 is not up on the AFL app yet, so I'm happy to hold Cogs. I definitely think you can trade if you want. I still have, with the new coach, I think he's good at the forward role, so it's probably more likely to stay in this role. But he still pushes up a little bit, and I think he can go 85 to 90 from here on out, with a little bit of upside. It could be a tad worse than that just because of the role, but he's still around the ball a bit. And, you know, he's in a good age. What is he, 27, 28, at a great preseason. So, whereas Butters is just hit and miss. I would definitely trust Cogs more than Butters, but Butters has the ceiling. So, yeah, I'll hold Cogs for now. Another factor is he plays North and West Coast over the next month. So, Cogs definitely likes to kill the bad teams. So, I'll hold for now. Don't blame me if you trade, if you don't like the role in CBAs. Hamilton is 102k mid-forward rookie. I think I'll pass on him, just because I don't know if he keeps his spot. I think he will, though. He's played okay. Just plays down back. Does a few marks, a few spoils back there. Pushed up a little bit, following his man. It's pretty much all I remember from him. So, yeah, probably not like a primary rebound or anything. Just, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what his role is. Maybe it's more lockdown-ish, but yeah, good time and ground. VFL numbers are okay. I don't mind it as an option. I think I'll probably pass though, but not 100% sure. So just because I think I'm going Rioli over Hamilton, just because a lot more confident that Rioli will play through the buys, but really I think Hamilton will play there too. So yeah, just not 100% sure. Not much help there. Now Carlton. Okay, Kemp is in. So Kemp is a 157k defender, I want to say. He is a utility, so he played... Oh, hang on, he might play forward. So in the preseason, when one of Curnow or Mackay was injured, Kemp played as the tall forward. So maybe that's what he does again, and that's just a terrible role. Especially for an elevated price. So I think Kemp is just a watch what his role is. But yeah, high talent, been in the system a few years, I think. I want to say this is his second or third season. I think third, I'm not sure. Had like an ACL. So one to watch. Carroll at half forward. So maybe Carroll is playing Jack Martin's role with Hewitt back in. Hewitt's named here, but not 100% sure he'll be named just because he's coming off the injury. But yeah, Carroll will be an interesting one. I like Carroll as an option. I actually need someone with DPP because I'll get Greg Clark next week, I think. So you can go Carroll if you want. I don't mind it. I thought he played okay. Started slow. He's played 2 very easy beats, so and the role's probably going to get worse. So not one I'd like on the field, but one that he's been promising. I think they should keep playing him, but not 100% sure. Carlton, they're trying to make top 4 here, so they need to play their best team every week. I'm not 100% sure Carroll's in their best team, but I think he's worth playing. That's about it. Paddy Dow on the bench. Maybe he plays this week. West Coast versus... I spoke about Richmond. I forgot to speak about Maurice Rioli before. Yeah, with Rioli, he is... I don't trust him anywhere near my field, and a guaranteed 25 score is around the corner. But he's going to play through the buys. He's got DPP, and he's looked alright. Really good pressure, and that's the Richmond way. So I think he's alright to go, but not super happy about it. In Witherden, BJ Williams, Greg Clark, Dixon, Nelson, out Mountford, Florenka. He was alright last week, but he's a top-up player. In Tomlinson, Melksham, Chandler, and Brown, out Bedford. So West Coast versus Melbourne, this should be a pub stomp. Now, the interesting one is no Stranatica. So if you downgraded to Stranatica, you're in a very bad spot now. Because you probably need someone playing through the buys in the ruck line. Whereas people will have Bruce Hayes plus a ruck, or maybe one of Bruce or Hayes, depending on who they got in the ruck line. So, yeah, that might need a correction trade, or you just hold. So, the thing is, I think Stranatica is better than BJ Williams, but they want to back BJ Williams in because they've put time into him. But he's no good, so they're wasting their time. So, I don't know what they see in him. But yeah, that's probably... I guess that was a risk with Stranatica, but maybe he comes back, so... I guess you hold for now, and maybe you need a sideways at the buy, if that's even possible. Yeah, Witherden... I was listening to Moreau's Magic's podcast, and they were saying that, I think Xavier Ellis was saying that he could be dropped based on how he was defending the other day. So I'm not sure. I don't feel comfortable picking Witherden, plus injury history, but scoring power is like top 6 potential. Probably get 20 kick-ins this week. I don't know if Dixon plays or not, because they're probably pissed off with him, and Greg Clark will definitely play. So, see how that goes. Now, Melbourne's team, Petrarch is there, Oliver. Just Melbourne is not useful for Supercoach outside of their big 3 players, I think. So, yeah, not even going to bother discussing Melbourne. I guess Bowie, if you still have him, he can probably go if you need money. So, anyway, thanks for watching. That's all from me, and we'll see you guys soon.